Thanks, Azwi. Now, it is a dance theatre production performed by Condors, zany high-energy, 13-strong, all-male Japanese dance group. That's Grandslam, which the New York Times has described as a Japanese Monty Python with a Beatles-like spirit. Grandslam is brought to South Africa by acclaimed Cape Town dancer, choreographer and teacher Jackï Job, who joins us now from our Sea Point studios to tell us more about the production. Jackï, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Let's talk about Grandslam. What is it? What inspired it?
Well, like you said, it's an all-male dance production, so that's what's really interesting. But it's not just dance. These guys are extremely funny. They're zany, they're crazy, they come in all shapes and sizes, they come in all ages. We've got from the 20s into their 40s. There's one guy that weighs 130 kilograms. So they're really, you know, it's a surprise for people to see them on stage. And they don't just dance. There's puppetry, they sing, and they're extremely funny. You know, the Japanese have got this very childlike sense of humor. It's not dry and witty kind of play on words like the British maybe, or as slapstick as the Americans. They just have, you know, they just do things, and when you're watching, you're going like, now why? How could they string those crazy ideas together? And that's what surprises people. What's great about the show also is that, well, it's the first time something of this nature has come to the country, and it also surprises people to see contemporary Japanese people, contemporary Japanese theatre. It's not kabuki, it's not it's some take on Zen Buddhism, it's not playing with any of those stereotypes. It's Japan now, in all its brightness and high energy, that's that kind of treat that people can expect.
I mean, what has been the response to Grandslam around the world?
Well, you know, around the world, everybody, like the director always says, his name is Ryohei Kondo. He says at the end, everyone goes, oh, I love Condors. You know, they've been performing since 1996, and with regular performances every year, someplace in the world. Grandslam is a combination of it's kind of like the best of Condors. It's a number of skits of their productions over the years that they've put together in the show called Grandslam. They've been performing it for the last 5 years. And how you opened up with saying the New York Times describes it as a Japanese Monty Python with a Beatles-like spirit. That's talking about Grandslam specifically. It was done 2 years ago in New York, and this is the last place that they're performing in Grandslam to end off this whole 5-year run of Grandslam. Next year they're making a new show. So it's really special for South Africa to see this, and it's really the best of Condors.
And I mean, you stayed in Japan for a couple of years. I mean, what did staying in Japan teach you about your love for the art that is dance?
Well, it taught me that everything I think is so is not. That's what the Japanese culture does. You know, you arrive there and you can't read or write. So it's got this wonderful kind of, you become anonymous. No one knows you. You don't go to the theatre and go, hi to everybody, because you are unknown. And so you become anonymous, and that kind of, you know, you tend to see more, I think. And at the same time, you realize that there's so much we don't know. There is so much we don't know. There are cultures out there that we haven't been exposed to, that we don't really know anything about. Earlier you were asking me what has the response been around the world. We just performed in Stellenbosch yesterday and the day before, 6th and 7th, Friday and Saturday night, we performed in Stellenbosch. And I mean, a story that was heartwarming for me, there's this man sitting next to me, and he's this huge, really big guy, kind of farmer type man sitting there. You know, had a little bit of a smile on his face as he was watching the show, but I couldn't really tell if he was enjoying it or not. At the end, he was the first one to jump up, and he just applauded and applauded and applauded. And the funny thing was, his wife was in stitches all the time, but he was kind of serious. He jumps up, he claps, and as the Japanese are bowing and saying arigato gozaimashita, arigato, they're saying thank you, he was bowing back, you know. So there's that kind of infectious quality, and I guess that's what happened to me also in Japan. You kind of, you don't know how else to express the impact
Yeah.
that the country, that the culture makes, is doing on you. So you just, initially you end up just doing what they do. You try to copy them to show that you're respectful, and that's wonderful. So you kind of lose your sense of self somehow, And this show with Grandslam is like that. They, like I was saying, they come in all shapes and sizes, and people really connect to them.
Yeah.
Because it's like, Daddy don't care. Daddy can jump around even if his stomach is shaking all over the place. It's fine. We live once. We've got to live.
Yeah.
And,
Jackï, before I let you
that's the
go,
message that comes out in this.
Jackï, sorry, before I let
Yes.
you go, give us, I believe you have a nationwide tour somewhere along the way. You're going to be in Bloom as
Yes.
well. Give us details of those before we let you go quickly.
All right, so we're performing at Catalina Theatre in Durban on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's the 10th and 11th of February. And then we have a Valentine's show at the Sant du Plessis Theatre at Packhoffs in Bloemfontein. That's on the 14th of February.
All right.
And then we go back to Japan.
Jackï, thank you so much for talking to us. Acclaimed Cape Town dancer, choreographer and teacher Jackï Job, speaking to us about the high-energy Japanese dance theatre production Grandslam, which will embark on a countrywide tour. They were in Cape Town Friday and Saturday. They're heading to Durban after this.